Hello, dear friends. My name is Tessa Fife, and on this video, I'm going to continue with my series on the 7 spiritual laws of success. And today is day 5, where we're looking at the 5th spiritual law of success, which is the law of intention and desire. If you want to catch up with the first 4 laws of success, then just scroll down on my timeline and you can check out the videos that I did on those. Okay, so this chapter, I think so far out of all the chapters, this is the one that I felt at the beginning sort of was going over my head because I don't know, there's a little bit of physics in here. Well, not a little, a lot, I suppose. And of course, I'm still getting used to his language. And you may recall that with previous chapters, I said that I was really attracted to the very visual language in this book. So let me attempt to explain what I've read about the law of intention and desire. And again, I'm not an expert. I'm just reading this book because I find it very interesting and very relevant for my life, and I'm sharing it. Yeah, so, okay. So Deepak Chopra talks about the law of intention in a very powerful way. And he starts off by saying that inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. And intention and desire in the field of pure potentiality have infinite organizing power. So when he says that when we introduce intention into this very fertile field of pure potentiality, which is the first spiritual law, that we put this infinite organizing power to work for us. Now, the way I understand it is, and forgive me if I get this wrong, the way I understand it is, the law of intention is very, very powerful. And if we understand how to harness it, we can actually impact in a very big way how we attract our desires and intentions to us if we use it in conjunction with the other laws, the other spiritual laws of success. Okay, so let's go into a little bit of the physics, not a huge amount, but so basically you've probably heard about the quantum field before. If you haven't, the quantum field is, as he describes it, this field of energy which is of pure potential, pure infinite possibilities, and this quantum field exists constantly, and it's there for us to tap into because the type of energy that it's made up of is the same energy that we are made up of, so we can sort of merge into it and extract from it, and it's sort of there all the time. Okay, so he says that this quantum field is actually influenced by our level of intention and our level of desire. And this is when he starts to get really interesting, and he sort of breaks it down to my level. And he says, look, when you look at energy, when you look at nature and you look at a flower or a rainbow or a tree or a blade of grass or even the human body, when you break us down into our essential components, we are energy and we are also information. Okay, we are energy and we are information. And he says then that the whole universe, the whole universe is about moving this energy and moving this information. Okay? All right, fair enough. He then says that actually our bodies are not separate from the universe. So it's almost like, and these are his words, he says, the larger quantum field, the universe, is like our extended body. So the energy that I have in my body, the little energy, well, I think it's a little energy, but actually it's not. The energy that we have in our bodies is completely linked to the energy of the universe. So he says, think of the universe as your extended body, okay? Now that's very exciting. Why? Because it means that our level of energy and our informational content, we can change it to affect the universe, right? I know it's very deep, but it's great exercise for the brain, especially if you're not into physics and you don't really know a lot about this. So it's brilliant as a learning tool. But he says that we are able to consciously change the informational content that gives rise to our physical bodies, which means that we can consciously change the energy and information and therefore affect our environment, our universe, and cause things to change within it. Okay? It's very interesting. And this is the bit where I want you to sort of pay attention. This conscious change is brought about by two qualities that are very important for this law of intention and desire. The first quality is attention. Attention, like pay attention. The second quality is intention. Okay? So he says, attention energizes, intention transforms. So attention energizes, intention transforms. So whatever you put your attention on will grow stronger in your life. It will energize. Whatever you take attention away from in your life will wither, will get smaller, and will just disappear. Yeah? So attention, whatever you give attention to in your life is going to get stronger. Whatever you take attention away from is just going to wither away. Okay? I found that very, very interesting. Even if it's just one thing you take away from this whole chapter, let it be that. Intention, so that was attention. Intention, he says, triggers transformation of energy and information. Intention fulfills itself. Okay? So, using these two things together, the quality of intention on the thing that you are putting your attention on will bring into effect this infinite number of events that will make the thing that you want happen. I told you this chapter was deep. Let me say that again. The quality of your intention on the thing that you were giving your attention to will bring about a whole number of different events that are going to cause the thing that you want to happen. Yeah? And provided you're paying attention to the other spiritual laws of success. I know, it's a lot, for me anyway. But stay with me, because as you know, he always gives 3 tips at the very end of how you can bring this spiritual law into your life. So I find this very exciting, because I then understand that if the thing that I am intending, my deepest intention, if my intention is strong and my attention to the thing that I'm concentrating on is strong, then I am just going to bring about a whole series of steps that are going to take me to where I want to be. I think that's amazing. Yeah. Then he kind of goes into a lot of deep stuff about nature, and I think, you know, that if you're going to read the book, that is beautiful, so you'll just have to read that bit. But he describes nature as a symphony, yeah, and he says, you know, everything connects with everything else, and that even our human bodies, the human body is a symphony. And you'll find this interesting. He says a single cell in the human body is doing about 6 trillion things per second. I don't even understand. I can't even comprehend how that happens, right? A single cell in my body, in your body, is doing about 6 trillion things per second, but also it has to know exactly what all the other cells are doing at the same time. So he says a human body can play music, can kill germs, can make a baby, can read poetry, can monitor the movement of the stars, all at the same time. And he says that's just because, you know, the information field is infinite, and that's just a fact, right? So when you think about the human body in that way, he says to think about the way you think as being a cosmic computer. He says you can put the cosmic computer with its infinite organizing power to work for you. It's brilliant. It's really, really brilliant. Anyway, so there's a lot of stuff in this chapter that I really can't do justice to. I think the best thing really would be you read it when you get the book. But then he starts to build up to the 3 things that you need to do to try and bring the law of intention into your life. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. He says that when you have your intention and you combine your intention with detachment, so that's when you're not so attached to the outcome. And detachment actually is the 6th spiritual law of success in this book, which we're going to come on to tomorrow. So when you focus on intention and you combine that with being detached, so you're letting go, you're releasing the outcome, he said that combination brings about life-centered, present moment awareness. And this is a good thing, right? This is what we're meant to be working towards. So when you start to do something, any action you do within present moment awareness is super effective. So the effectiveness is just ramped up because you were doing it in present moment awareness. And so your intention is for the future, but your attention is in the present moment. I told you it was deep, right? But don't be put off by that. It's just, it's so rewarding to read. So your intention, you're intending things for the future, but your attention is in the present moment, your present moment awareness, where you're kind of releasing it and you're not attached to the outcome. Okay? All right then, I won't go any deeper. I will just jump ahead to the 3 things he says that we can practice to help bring the law of intention into our lives. He says, you know, this is a sort of really great takeaway for you. He says, if you learn to harness the power of intention, you can create anything you desire. This is why it's worth persevering with reading the chapter. If you learn to harness the law of intention, you can create anything you desire. Okay? He says if you want, you can still get your results through lots of effort and lots of trying, but he says there's a cost. The cost is stress, heart attacks, and the compromised function of your immune system. Yeah, that's really inviting. Or he says it's much better to follow the steps to bring in the law of intention and desire into your life. So, what does he say we should do? Okay. So there are kind of 5 things, but he condenses them into 3. So he says, make a list of all your desires, yeah? Carry the list with you wherever you go. Look at this list before you go into silence and meditation. And look at it again before you go to sleep at night. And look at it again when you wake up in the morning. So maybe like me, you have a list, but you've sort of condensed it into your 10 main goals. Yeah, your goals, your desires. And I've written my 10 main goals in the present tense, giving thanks for them. So he's saying that list you have. So firstly, if you don't have a list, write a list. Then carry it with you wherever you go. I mean, these days we're at home because of quarantine. So have it somewhere that you're going to look at, yeah? Many times throughout the day. Look at it before you go into your silence and your meditation. Look at it before you go to bed at night. Look at it when you wake up in the morning. Number 2, he says, release the list of your desires and surrender it to the womb of creation, and trust that when things don't seem to go your way, there is actually a reason, and that the cosmic plan has designs for you much grander than even those that you have conceived. Okay, so there's trust. You're trusting that you have put down all of your desires, and you trust, you release it, and you trust, and you just surrender it. Yeah, and you have that belief that at the right time, as Jake Ducey would say, within divine timing, that is going to come to fruition, and you completely hold on to that belief. Yeah, okay. And number 3, remind yourself to practice present moment awareness in all of your actions. So refuse to allow obstacles to consume and, dissipate the quality of your attention in the present moment. Maybe you're tired. Maybe there's so many other things going on. Maybe your mind is full of the noise of the TV that you can't, focus on being in the present moment and just enjoying the stillness and being in that present moment. Remind yourself to practice present moment awareness in all of your actions. Refuse to allow obstacles to consume and spoil the quality of your attention in the present moment. Accept the present as it is. We talked about acceptance already. And manifest the future through your deepest, most cherished intentions and desires. Yeah? So I found, out of all of the chapters so far, I think this is the one I found the most challenging. But then sometimes if something is particularly challenging, it means that you need to lean into it, because that's how we grow. So I'm going to read this chapter again and just absorb it. I don't need to articulate it to the level that it's written, clearly not. But I think it's an important chapter, an important spiritual law just to absorb. The law of intention and desire, because it's very powerful. And the two key components are attention and intention. So your intention is for the future, your attention is rooted in the present moment. And he's given us those 3 ways to bring our intentions and desires into our lives through the law of intention and desire. Ooh. Okay, well, again, amazing. I'm so enjoying reading this book, and I'm really happy that I decided to share with you. Okay, there are only 2 spiritual laws left, so join me for tomorrow for the 6th spiritual law, which is the law of detachment. I have heard about this before, I just didn't know it was a spiritual law. The law of detachment. Oh, my name is Tessa Fife. I'm sending you my light and my love, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.